Hi students, welcome to VerandaRace, and today's session will be about vocabulary. As we always do, there will be 35 words for you to learn. Let's start today's session. The first word is invidious. Invidious means unpleasant and awkward. So if something is invidious, you don't like that thing, it seems to you as unpleasant, you don't wish to do that thing. So it's an adjective, invidious, which means unpleasant and awkward. So anything awkward will mean that you don't like that thing, or you don't like to sustain with that thing. You don't like to adjust with that thing. That's known as invidious. So we can use the word like his invidious behavior irritated me a lot. Invidious means very unpleasant and awkward. Next is quizzling. Very nice word. Nice word in the sense that the word is nice, but the meaning is not very good. It's a traitor or colluder. Traitor means somebody who works against the country or who works against a particular organization is known as a traitor. So he's also known as a quisling. Quisling. Quisling is a noun which means a traitor or a colluder. Traitor or a colluder. Fine. Colluder means one who goes into a collusion with some bad elements and works against the country or the organization. Collusion is a nexus or a bad relationship. Okay. So quisling means traitor or colluder. Colluder word has come from collusion. Collusion means bad relationship or nexus or a very illicit kind of relationship in order to harm someone, especially one's own country. So that's known as traitor. And the noun for traitor is treason. Treason. Treason means felony. Felony means working against one's own country. Fine. Winsome. Very nice word. Winsome means charming, appealing, attractive. Charming, appealing and attractive. I won't give you examples on this because it's already a word very easy to learn. Winsome means charming, appealing and attractive. Palpable. Palpable means discernible, perceptible, noticeable. Something that can be felt is known as discernible. Something that can be perceived, something that can be noticed, known as a palpable. Like the feelings of patriotism is palpable in the hearts of people. Means it's very discernible, perceptible, noticeable, can be seen. So it's an adjective. Winsome is an adjective. So invidious is unpleasant, awkward. Quisling is traitor, colluder. Winsome is attractive, appealing, charming. Palpable is discernible. Discernible means something that can be felt, understood. Perceptive, something that can be perceived. Noticeable, something that can be noticed. Next is cavalier. Cavalier means casual, indifferent and insouciant. Insouciant means casual. If somebody is very casual in his appearance or does not care about others, is known as a cavalier. It means cavalier means very casual or indifferent or nonchalant or insouciant. Insouciant means not very concerned with what other people think about him or himself. He just cares about himself. The person cares about himself. So it's known as indifferent or insouciant. Okay. So it's an adjective. Next is stolid. Stolid means unemotional, phlegmatic, unexcitable. So we have done this word phlegmatic earlier, which means not emotional person. Very deadpan kind of facial expression. Not exactly facial expression, but also the person is unemotional, not emotional at all. Known as stolid or phlegmatic or unexcitable. Cannot be excited, just remains calm and not changing his emotional blend, known as stolid. Okay, unemotional, phlegmatic, unexcitable. It's an adjective. Stolid is an adjective. Invidious is unpleasant, awkward. Quisling is traitor or colluder. Winsome is attractive, appealing, charming. Palpable is discernible, which can be understood. Perceptible can be perceived, noticeable can be noticed. Cavalier is casual, indifferent, insouciant. Stolid is unemotional, phlegmatic, and excitable. Desideratum. Desideratum means requirement or prerequisite. Prerequisite means something that has to be done in order to achieve something. Something that has to be done in order to achieve something is known as desideratum. Desideratum means requirement or prerequisite. Something that has to be done. Edifying. Edifying is teaching, educating, or tutoring. So edification means teaching. Edifying is teaching, educating, or tutoring. So he is edifying the people of the village, means he is teaching, educating, tutoring. Okay, edifying. This is how we use it. Desideratum is noun, edifying is verb. So final division: invidious is unpleasant, awkward; quisling is traitor, colluder; winsome is attractive, appealing, charming; palpable is something that can be felt, discernible, imperceptible, noticeable; cavalier is casual, indifferent, insouciant; solid is unemotional, phlegmatic, and excitable; desideratum is requirement, and edifying is teaching, tutoring, and educating. Okay. Next, defray. Defray means defray means liquidate, meet, settle, to provide money. So if you defray someone, you provide money to that person or repay your loans. Repaying of loans is known as defraying. Defray means to repay your loans or liquidate or meet or settle to provide money. To provide money means as in to repay your loans is also defraying. This is a verb. It's a verb. Obsequious. Obsequious means sycophantic, servile, ingratiating. Means somebody who flatters others, who's a sycophant. Sycophant means somebody who does sycophancy. Sycophancy is trying to flatter someone through your, convince someone or flatter someone through your words, known as sycophancy. Servile means like a servant. Ingratiating means trying to flatter someone, flattering someone. It's an adjective. Pillory. Pillory is a noun which means censure, criticize, or denigrate. It's a noun also, it's a verb also. Both of things are there. So pillory means censure, criticize, and denigrate. Censure means to criticize someone badly, criticize is again criticize. Denigrate means to devalue someone by criticizing him. Denigration. Okay. It's a noun and verb both. Doughty. Doughty means fearless, intrepid, dauntless, resolute. One who is doughty is very fearless, very intrepid. Intrepid means fearless only. Dauntless means somebody who does not fear anyone. Resolute means very fixed in his approach and very courageous, known as resolute. Okay. Next is truculent. Truculent is very fighting person who always fights with others. Belligerent, pugnacious, bellicose. Truculent. Always irritable, very ready to fight with someone, known as belligerent, pugnacious, and bellicose. So doughty is adjective, truculent is adjective. Largesse means generosity, liberality, and munificence. Means if you have largesse, you have generosity, you have liberality, you have munificence. And appurtenant means accessorial or auxiliary. Auxiliary means supporting. So something which is appurtenant means which is supporting. It is supporting something, is auxiliary in nature, it's not the main thing. Okay. Defray means payment, to provide money. Meet, settlement, liquidate. Obsequious means sycophantic, servile, or ingratiating. Pillory means censure, criticize, denigrate. Doughty means fearless, intrepid, dauntless, and resolute. Truculent means belligerent, pugnacious, bellicose, ready to fight, always ready to quarrel. Largesse means generosity, means being liberal, and munificence. And appurtenant means accessorial and auxiliary. Accessorial means accessories, like with dresses you wear accessories which are additional, not the main thing. Okay. Prowess means valor and bravery. Valor means courage. Courage and bravery is known as prowess. It's a noun. Propinquity is nearness. Nearness means closeness. Respite means interval of relief. You have been doing a monotonous task and suddenly you get an interval of relief. It's known as respite. It's also known as solace, interval of relief. So prowess means valor, bravery. Propinquity means nearness. Respite means interval of relief. Pretext means it's an excuse or a false reason, also known as alibi. ALIBI, alibi. Alibi is also known as a pretext or a false reason or an excuse, known as pretext. Prowess means valor, bravery. Propinquity is nearness. Respite means interval of relief. Pretext means excuse, false reason. Resilient is an adjective. Resilient means ready to bounce back. Elastic and buoyant nature. Something that bounces back every time it is deformed is known as resilient. Steel is a resilient metal. Some people are resilient because when you try to demotivate them, they bounce back and they become normal again. Okay. Next word is quibble. Quibble means to avoid an answer or equivocate. So if you quibble, it's a verb. If you quibble, it means you're not trying to answer some question directly, you're trying to equivocate, trying to avoid the answer, known as quibble. Okay. Relentless. Relentless means unyielding and pitiless. So somebody who is relentless is, he is pitiless, he is unyielding, relentless. Okay. Okay. Prowess means valor, bravery. Propinquity means nearness. Respite means interval of relief. Pretext means alibi, excuse, false reason. Resilience means elastic, buoyant in nature, who is ready to bounce back. Quibble means avoids an answer, equivocate. Relentless means unyielding and pitiless. Next, resuscitate. Resuscitate. Resuscitate means to regain consciousness. So if somebody loses consciousness and he regains consciousness, he has resuscitated. He has resuscitated. Regaining consciousness after a slumber or after a lack of consciousness. Rigmarole. Rigmarole means a confusing procedure, a wandering story, red tapeism. Red tapeism is a kind of rigmarole. Red tapeism is a kind of rigmarole. What is red tapeism? So, lot of official formality, unnecessary official formality is known as red tapeism. So, that is a kind of rigmarole, a confusing procedure, wandering story is known as rigmarole, or red tapeism is an example of that. This happens in bureaucracy when people go to a particular office and they are misled to different other people. That's known as rigmarole. Next is salacious. Salacious means anything obscene or indecent is known as salacious. Anything obscene or indecent is known as salacious. Sedition is rebellion against a government. Somebody if rebels against a government, that's known as sedition. It's a crime in many countries that if you protest or rebel, if you are a rebel and you rebel against a government, that's known as sedition, rebellion against a government. So salacious says resuscitate is a verb, resuscitate is a verb, rigmarole is a noun, salacious is an adjective, sedition is a noun. Stalwart. Stalwart means it's a noun. Stalwart means strong. It's an adjective, as well as used as a noun. Stalwart. So stalwart is strong and steadfast. Strong and steadfast person is known as a stalwart. Okay, one who does not change his behavior, who is very strong and steadfast, remains firm on his decisions, is known as a stalwart. Solace is comfort in trouble. So kind of respite only. When a long and monotonous work is going on and you get some comfort in between, that is known as solace. Solace is kind of a word which says the kind words of the teacher during my punishment was a kind of solace for me. Right? Skullduggery. Skullduggery means deception and cheating. Deception and cheating. Skullduggery. Deception and cheating, it's a noun. Solace is a noun. Stalwart is a noun and also used as an adjective. Okay. Revision. Resuscitate, regain consciousness. Rigmarole, confusing procedure, wandering story. Salacious, indecent, obscene. Sedition, rebellion against a government. Stalwart, strong, steadfast. Solace, comfort in trouble. Skullduggery, deception and cheating. Next set of words. One word substitution. One who is indifferent to pain and pleasure means one who does not get affected by pain or by pleasure is known as stoic. So somebody who does not get affected by pain or pleasure is known as a stoic. A place where Jews worship according to their religion. A place where Jews worship according to their religion is known as a synagogue. Synagogue. An area of land that is controlled by a ruler is known as a dominion. Dominion. One who is greedy, voracious. Too much official formality, red tapeism, which I told you just now. One who does not follow the usual way of life, bohemian. One who is indifferent to pain and pleasure, stoic. A place where Jews worship according to their religion, synagogue. An area of land that is controlled by a ruler, dominion. One who is greedy is known as voracious. Too much official formality, red tapeism. One who does not follow the rule of usual way of life, bohemian. Wild and noisy disorder, pandemonium. So if at a place there is a wild and noisy disorder that's known as a pandemonium. Okay, a person who is in his 70s is known as septuagenarian. One who is in his 70s, septuagenarian, and one who is in his 80s known as octogenarian. Right? Study of insects, entomology, not entomology, entomology. Okay, we'll revise the words again for you. One who is indifferent to pain and pleasure, stoic, a place where Jews worship according to the religion, synagogue, area of land that is controlled by regular dominion. One who is greedy, voracious, too much official formality, red tapeism. One who does not follow the usual way of life, bohemian, wild and noisy disorder, pandemonium. A person who is in his 70s, septuagenarian, study of insects, entomology. With this, I'd like to end the session today. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for joining me on VerandaRace channel. Thank you.